Alright, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is August 2nd, 2023. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Akadis.
Yo, 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 it is your boy, Pokemon Trigger Please, and we're back at it again with another episode. Dude, it's been a humongous week. I was super excited for this event. I know you were too.
Bro, I can tell you this much. I probably have never actually checked Pokemon Go more often than I have in the last week, just because of how the event was so lit in the end.
Yeah, it definitely wanted to make it made me want to go out and adventure. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's one of those events where it really just kept you on your toes because of all the good things that were happening outside. So it's like there was always something to do, regardless of how you were doing it. But you know, once again here to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game, because we love the game just as much as you do, or everybody does, I guess. Don't forget to check us out at professornoah.com/purifiedpodcast. Wonderful people to work with. We're affiliated with them, so it's always a good. Hey, Lord Drew, how's it going? Thank you for joining me. Joining us. One of the two. You just saw the notes, y'all. Anyways, Fossil Week, bro. It just ended. So, like, well, not just ended. It's too soon, man. It's too soon. Damn it. Why is the Squirtle shiny? I'm too kidding. But yeah, no, it was incredible. Like, so many good stuff happened this week. You know, we're about to recap like all the good stuff. Like, how you been this week, Chris? Like, what have you done?
Yeah, it's been a great week. Got to hang out downtown with you and a bunch of other players. Other than that, you know, it hasn't been too crazy. I'm trying to think if I did anything like out of the ordinary, but nothing I can think of.
I was working and everything.
Oh yeah, it was fine. Work's been fine. We're definitely picking up, so probably gonna be back to those long hours. Back at the beginning of my working, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But yeah, definitely plenty of time to play, plenty of time to Pokemon sleep.
Yeah, I know, right? And, we like last week we also didn't really cover Pokemon Sleep and all that. But since we have a bit of news today, we might just go ahead and cover that too. Since you know our experience with the Pokemon Go Plus and everything has actually been kind of great for the both of us. But yeah, also true. Since you actually asked last time, let me go ahead and purify a Pokemon because you know we are the Purified Podcast, and that's what we're supposed to do. You know, so it only took us 168,000 episodes. You know, it's like
yeah, false advertisement, right?
I know, right? I know. That was hilarious. But yeah, that's just gonna go to the trash, anyways. But yeah, so oh my goodness, it's just like the more that we try, the more that it was this week has just been long. So let's recap real quick what we got and some of the things for the event. We'll talk about all our experiences with the Fossil events, Community Day, Poliwag was also this weekend. What else did we actually have? Like contests, routes, Pokemon Sleep. I think we can recap a lot of different things anyway. So.
Yeah, I'm liking the way they're fine tuning contests, so I'm gonna like talking about that.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But we have of course some cons about it, but that's really not too much. I think they fine tuned it pretty well after a while, after the first few weeks of it in the end of the day. But let's check our holes. How about you guys? What you got there, Chris?
Yeah. I believe it all started the first night I was riding home, threw up an Adventure Incense, and one of my first shinies for this event was a shiny Tyrant from Adventure Incense. 14 weather boost. I was like, yes, sir.
What the heck, dude? That was so close to a Shundo. And that was your daily instance too, right? Like that's actually insane.
Yeah, and I don't think it was the next day. It might have been 2 days after, but I did another Adventure Instance and got another shiny Tyrant.
Oh my god, dude! You got this whole set already?
Yeah, I was like, you kidding me? But that's not it. I also got another shiny Tyrant in the wild.
Okay, you're trading me one.
Funny enough, I already traded one to my coworker, so I only have the two. But I did also hatch a shiny I wanted, just because it's new. Shiny Pancham. So I
Bro,
only
you're
need
getting the
one
rare
more for
shit.
that.
Yeah, you're getting all the good shit.
I still want that female Salazzle though. I
Oh,
would have honestly preferred that.
funny thing is, my
Um,
roommate actually hatched one,
the Salazzle,
the vanilla
oh,
one. Yeah, I know. And I was
the
like,
Salazzle,
bro,
yeah,
like, get the hell out of here.
yeah. That I'm jealous of that.
I'm kicking me out.
Um, After that, I found two fossil shinies in the wild, Lilip and Anorith. I
Nice.
do have an Anorith. I know a lot of people say they do for you. I'm one of them. Got a shiny Galarian Zigzagoon. Yeah, it seemed like they keep popping up in the same place. They're definitely boosted, guys. So if you really need them, click on them.
Says you.
Then there was then there's a Poliwag Calm Day. I won't really talk about all the shinies. Definitely got good PvP. We did not have Weather Boost. We found two Hundos though. Hundo Tortuga, which we were like, yes sir, let's get that because they're going to be really rare after the event.
Yeah.
And then Hundo Poliwag, which I actually evolved the Hundo Poliwag into a Poliwrath because I just think it's going to be more useful.
Yeah.
And I think I had a 98 already that I had, and I evolved that into the Politoed. We did do a Shadow Articuno raid, and I was lucky enough to finally get a Shadow Shiny from the raids.
It only took the whole season.
Yeah, yeah. Thank goodness they gave us Articuno for 3 months. Nah, it's been what, 2 months?
2 months. Yeah, yeah. At this point, it's been 2 months.
Yeah, we'll see when that switches over, but very excited about that.
Most likely during the next season. I mean, at this point, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it seems like. Did get a shiny Aerodactyl, which I know a lot of people were saying that's like left and right. They gotta try not to click on it. I was very excited about this next one, a shiny Arcan. I'm still hunting the Tortuga. Did not get that from this event, but I was very happy to check that off. And then this is where it gets weird. I got a shiny Skitty in the wild. Yeah, that was when the normal spawn started pouring in.
Yeah.
I did find a shiny Ammonite, which was a repeat for me, but still a cool one. And then a shiny Dwebble. Yeah.
I mean,
As
why
soon as
not,
I
right?
clicked on it, I knew it was shiny. Just because I usually notice because of the little speck on its shell, but I actually noticed from the reddish tint on his skin.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up trading one of the Tyrants for a shiny Meltan that I have. It went 15-2-15. I wish that it was like a 2-15-15, but I'll take it. Probably going to home. And then I got another shiny Aerodactyl, and the last catch today was a shiny Cranidos from the adventure walk. So I actually got 3 shinies this event from the adventure incense. So
Terrible. That's actually pretty wild. Yeah.
yeah, I love the adventure incense. So the lucky Cranidos I ended up trading with Heather actually went 15-14-14 for me. So I was
Not bad.
very happy with that.
Yeah, it's a
She
cool
got
one.
a 13-15-15. Yeah. Yeah, it's easily my best shiny Cranidos. So I'm very happy we traded that.
Yeah.
But tell me all about your haul, buddy.
Okay, so the start of the week, actually. Let's go ahead and check out some shinies here. Well, Crayola and everything. We already talked about that. So the start of the week started with So I was about to go for my 2-mile walk that I do every day now, just to make sure that I can get some leg work for Gofest and everything. Before I even started my daily instances, I got the shiny Archon.
Are you kidding me?
I know, right? It's like I clicked on it. I was like, okay, well, that's a good sign, I guess. So I started the walk and everything, and then all of a sudden I get a shiny Tyrone. It's not from the daily instance. It was a wild spawn, so I was actually happy about that since it's one of those. I think I Gold Blessed a Lipip, if I remember correctly, and then a shiny Cranidos from another daily instance another day. Then Poliwag Community Day happened. I did get 9, 10, 11, 12, I believe. 12 of them. One of them actually being a Great Leagues rank 16 Politoed shiny.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. So I evolved that, got it ready. I actually throughout the community day, and actually I did wanted to make sure that I have some good ones. So I actually had some pretty good Ultra League and Great League Poliwats and Poliwoods. So I want to say that it was actually a very successful community day for the reason that having those abilities and having those new moves actually changed the meta for me. So I'm actually kind of happy that I'm able to use those kind of things, especially in the Ultra League now that it's gonna go away pretty soon. During it, I also hatched a shiny Kabuto. And
Saw
then
that.
and then all of a sudden I also get two more shiny Krydos like two back-to-back days. So, during my walks. I was like, bruh, like seriously, that's all I'm getting. It is a good trade shiny, but I think I have like 10 of them, or like not even 10 of them. Let me
Really?
check. Krydo, because I did do the event back in the day, so I actually have 8 in total. I may have to go
Yeah,
ahead and trade
there's
some few.
yeah, there's plenty of people, me included, that would love to get those traded too.
Yeah, it's a
If
beautiful
they're not getting,
shiny. It's
legendary.
also like one of the good non mega raid attackers, anyways, for the rock types. So, it cannot compete against Tyranitar anymore, but still, it's like at least Mega Tyranitar when it comes down to it. However, it's not Mega, so it makes sense. As for Hondos, Chris actually mentioned a couple of the Hondos we got during community today, so that's actually the only things one side that I got. And I did above,
Really?
of course, the 2 other Hondo Poliwas that I actually had previously before community day, and to one of each, just in case, I need one of something, depending on how it goes, which I don't think it will, but it is what it is. But yeah, and then to really talk about how the week went, so Daily Instance really wasn't popping anything out, which was kind of interesting until today. Chris already knows what I'm talking about. We were doing the route after at raid hour. One of the routes in our actual like hunting place for the raid hour, and I see the Moltres actually appear in my screen, and I'm trying to click it, but it's also right next to a Lilipep, which was also part of the route. And for some reason, I kept clicking on the damn Lilipep, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like I already caught the Lilipep, so I really don't need it anymore. I was hoping that it will despawn so I can click on the Moltres, but I could not click on the Moltres. And then all of a sudden it just disappears. And I'm just like,
Dude, Lilip used bind. It was popping up all over the place.
I was like, what the?
I felt so bad, man.
Like, I try all different angles, and I could not, for the life of me, click on the Moltres. So it was kind of like, man, oh well. Whatever the case may be, it is technically... I already have 2 Moltres. One of them I use on one of the Master Wolves because it was a weather boosted, so I kind of wanted to get it. But it's cool to trade bait, regardless if you actually get more or not.
In my opinion, it's the best one.
I'm not trading, of course, my PvP one because my PvP one stays with me. But yeah, so that's one of those things. I was able to get a couple of Zygarde cells, both during community day and our route today, which was actually pretty cool because it seemed to have changed a little bit the spawn rates, although some of the mechanics are still kind of wary. And whoever's making routes just doesn't know that GPS drifts is a thing. So it's just kind of hilarious.
Yeah, that's one thing they should really fix. It should really be based off of where your character is more than anything else. Right?
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, GPS drift is a thing and all that stuff. So we have experience with routes. I'm like almost kind of done with the whole route thing actually. So that's actually not kind of bad, kind of good, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the holes. I think, like aside from those, I think everything else has been the same. Didn't really get anything too big. I did get an 88 Drago today, so it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I've been getting like all interesting stuff, like 98s and 96s, and some good ones here and there.
Yeah, I still live by that extra large and extra small are really fun to hunt for.
Yeah.
It does definitely seem like extra large is definitely the one you want to hold on to right now, though.
Well,
At least with showcases, but
yeah,
we'll see.
and that's what we're gonna go to next because technically this is a
Oh,
little bit of information that has to happen through it. So throughout the event, we had the contest of extra extra large and extra extra small. Mostly extra extra large. Most of the contests, and if not every single contest you actually appear, had the ability to do extra extra large. And we're like, okay, it doesn't really matter the difference in everything. The first half of the event was all Tyrone and Amora. I won one of them just because it was in a secluded area, and then the rest I got like the worst place possible, if I remember correctly. Then the event kind of went to Community Day, and the contest ended for that first half. Then during Community Day, we had another contest for Poliwag, Politoed, and Polirart. So you could evolve your Poliwags from rank 1 and actually go to rank 1 for the other evolutions. I kind of made a mistake on that one, though, because I think I only got 2 of them being first place and then 1 second place or something. But that's because I evolved my extra extra large Poliwag that we got during community day that was already in a contest, and it kind of kicked it out of the contest for that reason. But I was like, you know what, I might as well put it out here, and I still get number one regardless. So it still worked out. Got a cool amount of items and all that, so it's not too bad. I got a lot of modules this time around. Right after the event ended, they in the second, technically the second part of the whatchamacallit, the Fossil Week, or Adventure Week, Fossil Week, same thing, I guess, right, Chris?
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. We did actually get another chance on getting the contest run through Amoras and Tyrants. This time, however, if your most recent extra extra large Tyron or Amora won a contest previously, you could not use them for the same contest or to win another contest in that regard. So that's actually kind of good if it's a long contest for that reason, because if it's gonna break it down that way and not actually able to win because of things, or have, I guess, a better chance for other people to really win the contest just because you have less of the extra extra large and extra extra small in that regard. Any thoughts on that, Chris?
Yeah, I'm thinking. So I got a few thoughts on that. For that, I actually didn't know until you told me today that you couldn't put in one that won already, because I'm a loser. But but I do think that is definitely a good thing. I know people definitely could complain about it, but I think especially I'm always going to think of the role players first when it comes to things like this. But if you only got like one or two showcases and somebody has the biggest one in your whole town, they're going to hands down win if they have the extra extra large, big fatty Pokemon.
Yeah.
But if they're not allowed to put it in there twice, it definitely makes it so somebody else can win. So I do definitely think that's a good thing. The second thing I wanted to talk about is the timing. I thought it was really cool that they ran the showcases for the event, and then they ran the showcases for the Com Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they ran it again for the event, and I thought the timing on that was fantastic. I honestly hope they do that more, because I did really like that. The only annoying thing was trying to find those extra extra large Amoras and Tyrants. I didn't find a single Amora that was a different size, at least not the drastic changes. So that was annoying, but Tyrant, I did find two, and one of them was literally like right before the first showcase ended. So it does make it a bit of a challenge. Yeah, it does make it a bit of a challenge, which is a good thing, honestly. But I think, as it goes on, there's going to be showcases that people already have the big Pokemon for ready to go.
That's for sure. One thing to also note is, like, a lot of people are starting to save their extra extra large and extra extra small for the reason that contests are actually becoming more of a permanent thing to get free items, free premium items through the whole event. So it's actually not a bad idea to start saving them. Now, of course, we're not sure how a lot of them are going to really pan out. You can get extra extra large legendaries, or even extra extra small legendaries and things like that. Imagine, like, a mythical Pokemon like that. That would be insane.
Oh my gosh, an extra extra large Mew or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, how and when are we really going to use them? How the ability to keep on going to actually get those kind of premium items are going to be? And of course, what kind of events really is going to pan out? Because throughout the history of Pokemon Go, at least through the last 7 years of the game, we kind of know how the year is going to pan out. The simple things is like we slow down during the beginning of the year. We got some cool events in somewhere in the middle. We got Go Tour happening sometime in February or March. Then we move on to another small part of them into the year, into the anniversary of Pokemon Go, Gofest. Then the Christmas season, the holiday seasons, and all that stuff. So we kind of have a feel of how a lot of the events are going to go. Plus, we're kind of running out of Pokemon at this point. So it's kind of one of those things that you kind of have to understand if you really want to save the space for it. For those extra extra large or extra extra small, if the events are going to only be kept at certain amounts of Pokemons throughout events, so which is, again, not a bad thing to keep all the Pokemons, because if you already got something from the last year event, and then this year, it happens again, then you're ready to go. But again, it kind of puts a dent in your package. One suggestion would be to maybe keep between 2 up to 3, maybe, of each of Pokemon of extra extra large or extra extra small, just for the reason that as of right now they're only able to enter 3 of the contest. Then after that, it depends on how many more contests are really going to open up for us, since it's still somewhat of a beta testing, and for all the players out there. However, we have seen, at least from Niantic official sites and everything in the videos that they posted, that you can actually enter more than 3 contests at some point in the lifespan. So I don't know. It really is gonna show you dedication of, I guess, collection. That's the collection that people have. But I don't know. I'm not holding my breath too much from it. I'm still keeping a few here and there. I'm not have a huge hold yet, and that's because I actually started deleting a lot of them, even though when extra large and extra small happened. So I was kind of like one of those guys that I didn't care about them. It was cool, and it's part of the medal. So
Until showcases.
The showcases.
And you're like, uh oh.
Yeah. Also, I want to say to Niantic this event was, I'm gonna rate it right now 10 out of 10. All the aesthetics, all the Pokemons, maybe a better Ray boss, but regardless, and it was still a good Ray boss to hunt when I know people want them. Mega Tyranitar raids, extra large candies, all the things that we actually been getting, today and everything throughout this week was actually amazing. The only reason why I say it is 10 out of 10 just because of that, but I'm gonna bullshit on 2 things right now. Okay? Actually, no, just one thing. The rates for the Amoras and Tyrants in 7K X were horrendous. I hatched probably, and not gonna lie, 95% of my 7K Elementor X every single day. And I say 95 because I remember missing a day, and I couldn't actually get all the X out of 7Ks because I had all the X in line. But I hatched probably as much as 100 eggs throughout the entire event. And probably more. And I still didn't get one shiny out of the entire batches. Not even a shiny Amora, not even a shiny Tyrant, or even of the other ones, because they did actually announce that shiny Amora and shiny Tyrant were supposed to actually be higher chances of being shiny if you hatch them. That's a throne of lies, brother.
Yeah. The fact that the 7K were so loaded, it almost makes me feel like
it wasn't loaded. It was 4 Pokemons in there.
Yeah, I mean, like, just that you knew what you were gonna get.
Right.
There was only 4 Pokemon. Like, you knew you were gonna get the fossil Pokemon. You knew they were gonna be good, in my opinion, good Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just didn't code it properly, where the Pokemon would have, better shiny odds. I did see people hatch shiny Tyrants and Amoras. It almost felt like it was the same odds as in the wild, though. Like, obviously, I got so 3 Tyrants, so yeah. I don't think they were, like, crazy low odds.
Right.
But, yeah, they might have been as, quote-unquote, low as 1 out of 100 versus, the 1 out of 500. But for egg odds, that is pretty rough. That is pretty rough.
There's also one thing, of course, they kind of spoil us with Ryoluk hatch day.
Oh, yeah. Like, right before it, too,
right. And that's the thing. It's like the amount of eggs shinies that you actually got from that event was insane. So maybe they turned it up a little too much at the time. Then they said, no, we're going to actually lower it. But it's not like this is something uncommon when it comes to 7K eggs. They actually have announced other times that, the Pokemon itself from the event or the new shiny from the event will be hatching from 7K eggs and it will have a higher chance of being shiny. So kind of already knew that this was something that was going to happen. But because of just how Chris has said, because the egg pool was such an amazing odds of hatching those Pokemons, it was worth it. Until it wasn't. But yeah, so I that's my only beef when it comes down to the 7K eggs. I really do think that if they're gonna announce something like boosted odds and all that stuff, at least even if a small chance of boosted odds or something like that, they shouldn't just let them have it. Just let them have the odds, and then just let people just play if they want to play the way that Niantic is saying. But I was kind of a little sad I didn't get my shiny Amora. At least I got the Tyrant, so it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'll be hunting that Amora next chance.
Oh well, I mean, probably the chance will come when the Gofest comes around, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but that's how it may be. It's time to move on to today's research topics of the day. Let's get into the month of August, shall we? So,
Sounds good.
yeah. The month of August has a lot of content, actually. And mostly because this is the month of Gofest. We have 3 Gofest events happening within 2 weeks, technically 3 different weekends, and we have Worlds happening in between 2, and then a bunch more. So this is actually a stack month, and we're going to go over them. First and foremost, Chris, what are the megas for this month?
The megas. We got Mega T-Tar, and that's the one currently going on, obviously, until August 4th. So you only got 2 more days as of the recording of this podcast. If you guys happen to listen to it, get out there and raid T-Tar. You just need to raid 2 raids and you'll be good to go.
By the time the podcasts come out, it's probably going to be gone now. So
yeah. Well, if you didn't get one, it'll be back sooner or later.
Yeah.
Mega Gyarados. August 4th until August 16th. He is arguably the best Mega in terms of thick and attack, especially for like Master League. And this is all starting at 10 a.m. and ending at 10 a.m. Local time too, by the way, guys. Mega Salamence is August 16th until August 23rd, and then it abruptly ends until August 27th until September 1st. And I thought there was a reason for that. Right under it is the Primal raids, which are basically megas, and that is Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon, and they're going to be the time in between of August 23rd until August 26th. I know we're raiding that.
Yeah, no, we're definitely doing something for those days specifically, and this is actually like right before the global, right? Or during the global event.
Yeah, I would assume during.
Yeah, so actually happens to start at the beginning of or at the middle of the week, and then it's gonna end by the Saturday off. So technically have 4 days, and then we're actually gonna go over a little bit more when it comes down to it. But still, Primal Kyogre and Primal Ground being probably one of the best, if not the best, Pokemons in Pokemon Go right now for the reason of many Primal updates. Then we have our 5-star rates. This is happening from Dredgerego happening until August 4, which is ending pretty soon. Kind of sad that they didn't release the shiny, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like one of those rotation Pokemons. In the end of the day, the shiny will get released eventually, and we're gonna be happy about that regardless. And that's the reason why I didn't go that hard on it, anyways. Then we have Cresselia. Starting from August 4 to August 16, Cresselia is a very good Pokemon. If you get it low enough and trade it with a low level account, you are able to actually get something for, Grey League. And Cresselia in Grey League is actually pretty good for the meta. We'll probably see a few in Worlds if that was the case. Mm-hmm. Then, this is actually when it gets a little interesting. Xerneas and Yveltal will be coming back once again, shiny and everything from August 16 to August 23rd, and then the break from the 27th into the 1st. However, though, Xerneas and Yveltal caught throughout this event, or this part of the month, will know their signature moves. Xerneas with Geomancy and Yveltal with Oblivion. Now, why is this actually important? Because Geomancy is going to be a fast move for Xerneas.
That's dirty.
It is.
That's dirty.
And based on the stats, they said it's gonna actually be a really good competitor in the Master League because of it. I have my Hondo. I have my power up. I just need to at least TM it the moment it comes up.
Dude, that means Smeargle gets Geomancy too.
Oh god.
No, that's so stupid. It's so low CB.
Thank you for joining us. IEQSDH. I hope that's not something bad, but okay. Yveltal with Oblivion Win doesn't really change as much of what already is. I mean, he's a really good competitor. It's not one of the highest, but it's still one of a good competitor regardless. So Oblivion Win could actually give it a couple of things. I'm not sure if Oblivion Win is a flying type move or a attack type move.
I believe... Oh, no. Let me check.
Yeah, so regardless of how it can maybe both of them having their signature move is cool. Their shiny is also being released during Gofest New York. We're actually gonna be able to play through those two, so it's actually gonna be pretty cool that that's the case. I'll be sending a lot of invites when I'm in New York.
It's flying.
It's fine, okay. Which is still
Yeah, I thought
staff.
I was like swearing that it was dark, but yeah, I was like, you know what? Maybe not.
It may still give it some liability, but it's kind of just like a quick change from what Dark Pulse or something that is the move that he usually uses. Is.
Yeah, if it ends up being a full charge move, I do think Dark Pulse may still be the way to go.
Yeah. It really depends on the meta and how you
Oh
look at
wait,
it in the day.
no, it's a flying type though. So I don't remember what move you run. I think you run it with Hurricane too.
No, you run it with Focus Blast for coverage.
Focus Blast,
Yeah.
really?
It was Focus
Yeah, that's
Blast,
iffy, man.
Dark Pulse, or one of the other Dark type moves I can't remember right now, and then Snarl. So that way,
Okay.
and it actually put powers up when it comes down to it. Mr. AE, we're gonna answer that question in just a moment, actually. But yeah, so that's the Cernius and Gibraltar. I'm really excited because Cernius, it's one of my favorite legendary Pokemons, and having this move to actually be a fast move for availability in play actually makes it even important, even greater to what it usually would be. I gotta say, Cernius has some good potential now, but it does actually suffer because of Tackle being just a normal type move. So giving it a stab move is even better, especially against those Saiyans. So I'm liking it. The following raid bosses will appear during Pokemon Go Fest Global, which we already know. Primal raids are happening throughout the month. Or not throughout the month, but throughout the Gofest Global, Primal Groudon and Primal Gyore, and the Mega Raids will, of course, include Mega Rayquaza on August 27, the very thing that Chris loves the most.
I love Rayquaza, but I actually like normal Rayquaza more than the Mega. It's so weird.
Mega Rayquaza being a broken Pokemon, and knowingly he's probably going to become the strongest DPS Pokemon in the entire game. So
Yeah, definitely the strongest general.
So AE, to answer your question, where should I use mainly my raid passes on? Primals and Megas, if you can get it. I would suggest if you can use your free raid passes to Cernius and Yveltal, mostly Cernius because of it. But the Primals are going to be your focus through this month, starting on the 23rd for that reason, and right through Gofest. Research Rector Boss doesn't change. We still have our competitors of Sableye, Beldum, Aldino, Furfuru, Gumi, and Noibat. Gumi will actually be shiny at some point this month. So we may be able to actually get shiny Gumi through the Rector Boss once it's actually available to everybody. I think it actually starts this weekend, if I think about it. Once Gofest is released. So it's gonna be interesting if they are able to actually turn it on for everybody at that point too. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. How about the raid hours, Chris?
Raid hours. There we are. We're gonna have Reggie Drago, which we already had today. Or yesterday, sorry. Wait.
No, that was
today. What am I tripping? Yeah, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time. I am tripping. Cresselia is next week at August 9th, and it does have that shiny chance, obviously. Xerneas, that knows the Geomancy, will be August 16th. Primal Kyogre will be August 23rd, and then Primal Groudon will be the day after for August 24th. So remember that.
Back-to-back raid hours for both of the Primals, guys. Be aware.
Yeah, I do think I'm going to have to miss out on Groudon, sadly.
No.
Yeah, because I'll be working.
But
I will.
Actually, no. Take weekend off for the Gofest, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll be taking my breaks. Yveltal, that knows Oblivion Wing will be August 30th. And yeah, this is a very good month. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be raining hard for the Primals again. Maybe not as much for Kyogre because I do have 3 Hondo Kyogres. But like getting the Shanda will be not be a bad idea regardless. So we'll see how it goes. If I'm lucky enough, Kyogre will love me again. But I do want the Primal Groudon, or at least a Groudon Hondo to start the Mega Evolution.
I don't think I have a Hondo for either of them yet, so I would definitely like either of them. I think I'd prefer, honestly, the Kyogre, just because I think it should still be the highest water attacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, says the man who has 300 requests. So quiet.
Trust me, I'll still be raiding Rayquaza.
Yeah, that's it says I came back 2 weeks ago since 2016, so I'll be playing the whole month. Hell yeah, dude. Stock up. If you can get the Gold Plus Plus, go get it right now because you're gonna need that. Anyways, Spotlight Hours, 6 to 7 p.m. We have Vulpix Spotlight Hour just happened yesterday. I started recording this podcast with 2 times experience for evolving Pokemon, which I never really took advantage of that. Paris is happening next Tuesday, August 8th, with 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. Note, Paris does give you a boosted Stardust for actually catching it, so with the boosted double Stardust on that, oof, you want to go ham on this one. Then we have Stuffle happening on August 15th, 2 times experience for catching Pokemon. August 22nd, Venonat, 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. I think, doesn't Venonat also give you a little bit of boost or something in Stardust?
I don't remember it for Venonat.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And then at the end of the month, on August 29, 2 times candy for transfer Pokemon. So everything you have caught probably throughout the entirety of the month, it's time to transfer it during that time. Excuse me. Now, this is a neat bonus before we actually get to the events of the month. A monthly bonus for this month alone. We are going to start on August 1st, which actually is of today, or yesterday, I guess, until the end of the month on September 1st at 10 a.m. local time. We're going to have increased rewards for 7-day Pokemon catch streak. You're going to get an increased experience of 20,000 experience and 10,000 Stardust for catching the Pokemon after your 7-day streak, or during your 7-day streak, I guess. And then you're also going to be increased rewards for 7-day Pokestop spin streak, an increased chance of 20,000 experience for that. So think of it this way. If your 7-day sprint was actually yesterday or today, and then you count this plus, or actually no, if it was yesterday or before the end of the day today or before the event ended, because I think if you would have to spin a new Pokestop with a 5 times Pokestop or 5 times experience for spinning it during Fossil Week, plus this increase on August 1st or August 2nd, before the event ended, of course. Can you imagine the amount of the experience you would have gotten from that?
Oh my gosh.
That would have been a little bit insane. Unfortunately, my streaks are always on a 7-day clock on Sunday, so I kind of missed on that anyways.
Yeah, I don't remember. I might have actually gotten that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you had to spin a brand new Pokestop that you haven't spun before for the first time.
Brand new. Yeah, mine starts and ends tomorrow, actually, on Thursdays.
Yeah, so again, it would have been a brand new Pokestop, the bonuses of the fossil, the bonuses of the season, and the monthly bonus. So yeah, that would have been experience. You would have actually gotten a level 50 before we even got to you before. But yeah, so that is that. Chris, you want to go over the events real quick?
Yeah. The live. Oh no, not the live events. The other ones. This one is actually starting on the 5th, so we got a little bit of wait time. You guys might hear about it before then, or in the middle of it.
Actually, we already heard about it.
Yeah, that's true. So we're starting with Glittering Garden, August 5th until August 8th. Really short event, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. 2023 Pokemon World Championships will be the August 11th until August 15th event, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. Then we got Community Day, which was already announced for August 13th.
We'll go over in a second, yep.
Yeah, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Notch's Swamp, yep. Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
August 19th to August 22nd, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. And then we got Pokemon Go Fest Global 2023 going on August 26th until August 27th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time each day. Yeah, that's going to be hype.
It looks like this month itself is just packed down with both all the good stuff that's happening throughout the month. The events are actually, even though some of them are short, they are very strong events. They are going to coexist with some of the global or the what we call it, live events, basically. Which the live events, of course, are the Gofest events. Interesting enough, we already have information about the Glitter event happening actually this weekend for 3 days, actually. And that's during the Gofest, or not the global, but the live event in Osaka and London. Pokemon Worlds is going to be super interesting too. I'm actually happy about how things like this one's hopefully turning out. Not that I have any information right now, guys, but it's still one of the things. Community Day, we'll talk about in just a moment, which is very exciting. Noxus Swamp, there's a rumor that there's actually a Pokemon from the Global Gofest or the Gofest itself that are supposed to be shiny release, and I know Chris is really excited about this one.
Yeah, I know there's 2 possible ones you could be talking about, but
Yeah.
I know one of them is one I really want.
Yeah, you'll be hunting it forever in Sword and Shield, didn't you? But yeah, and then of course Global Gofest, it's a thing. So that's the month of August, guys. That is incredible month. It's literally a really stacked month. So if you can actually get yourself a little bit of money here and there, I'm not saying that you should spend all your money on this month, but if you're gonna spend money on Pokemon Go, this is the month to spend it on. So
It's definitely a good time, yeah.
yeah, very
Especially with GoFest.
yeah. So as I mentioned before, we do have news about our next Community Day Pokemon, and it's a fan favorite because everybody wants this Pokemon. It's been wanting it probably for the longest of 2 or so years since it's been released. But a Pokemon, water Pokemon, starter Pokemon, the lovely Froakie, is making its debut shiny in August 2023 Pokemon Community Day. But yeah, when is it starting? Well, this is actually happening on Sunday, August 13th, just like we mentioned, from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. They're excited to announce the Froakie, the Bubble Frog Pokemon, will be featured in Pokemon Go August Community Day. And of course, if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. You get too lucky on this one. The feature attack for Greninja. So evolve Groudon Giger to all the way to Greninja, and after 5 hours after the event ends, for Greninja to know the charge attack Hydro Cannon, which we know that this was a common thing for starters. Hydro Cannon, it is of course the move for the water starters anyways. However though, the availability of some attacks will be available also after Community Day starts. Greninja also will learn their new fast attack Water Shuriken. Water Shuriken will have a trainer battle of 6 power and gyms and race of 10 power. It does seem to actually be very good for Greninja, plus it's a staff move. So this is happening very, very soon. Actually, 11 days from now? That's actually kind of nice. Less than 2 weeks, guys. Less than 2 weeks. Community Day special research story. A bubbly disposition? I almost said distortion for a second.
Yeah,
I almost said distortion there for a second. Once again, it's $1 equivalent to the price in your local currency. And of course, you can buy it, and it's actually, giftable to people that want to play Community Day. Ban bonuses: 3 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. Everybody's saying, let me catching Pokemons. 2 times candy and extra large candy for catching the Pokemons in sight. Lure modules and incense, of course, last for 3 hours. Take a snapshot. Once again, additional tray for a maximum of 3 per day, and then trades regards 50% last Stardust. Now, we didn't mention something. During Public West Community Day, there was a little glitch where people didn't get their extra tray. So technically, you're supposed to have 3 trays throughout the Community Day, as for the total of 3 during it. However, they were only able to do their 2, and Niantic actually has compensated us a little bit. If you actually go to your Today app, or tap in Pokemon Go, we do have the extra tray. So technically you can do 3 extra trays yesterday and today because of the happening Community Day, and still have the half Stardust cost for trading. It would be nice to take advantage of it if I had somebody right next to me. But regardless of having me, it would have been fine. It's going to happen once again very, very soon. Field research tags, of course, will be available for Froakie. Wet Store exclusive Community Day deals. Bonus Raid Battle Community Day. Actually, another thing that we forgot to mention during Community Day Poliwet. During the early time zones, the 4-star Raid Battles that was supposed to be, Poliwhirl, right?
Yes, yeah.
Happened to be Psyduck instead for the earlier time zones. Everybody was like, what? It actually got fixed before we actually got to the United States, but still, it was kind of funny that Psyduck was the one featured Pokemon in 4-star race instead of Poliwhirl. But Frogadier will be the community day for 4-star raid battle. Hopefully we don't get weather boosted on this one. And then, the bonus and everything. And stickers! Stickers are happening. Join the communities. Happening and everything. Chris, are you excited about this community day?
Dude, I am very excited. I'm not like the huge Greninja fan, but he is definitely up there for me. Plus, I do think his typing is supreme. I'm going to be out there playing.
Yeah. Fun fact about Greninja. No, now, we do know that Ash Greninja was a thing, especially in the main series games. It was broken. It was actually a little bit in the uber size. It got banned in the main series games for some reason because of that. However, though, there was a kind of a competitive way to know that you were using Ash Greninja instead of a regular Greninja with protein, which was their exclusive hidden ability. The Greninja had to be male if you wanted to actually confuse your opponent if it was Ash Greninja or not. If you had a female Greninja, then you were not going against Ash Greninja, just because the only Greninja you can get is a male one, or at least that Ash Greninja you can get is a male one, anyways.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people say you gotta pick your Pokemon really carefully, so you don't give anything away like that.
Yeah. Also, you couldn't not have a shiny form because Ash Greninja could not be a shiny in that regard. Which actually, I hope that they change that for Pokemon Go if we ever get Ash Greninja. Ash Greninja is basically the phenomenon of Mega Evolution for a Greninja, but it's only something that Ash had in the main series games. So it's kind of interesting if they're ever gonna bring it in Pokemon Go. But at that point, they really gotta acknowledge that Ash is also part of Pokemon Go. So. I mean, we do have Jesse and James somehow. I don't know. So good. But yeah, very excited. Community Day, a fan favorite for a lot of us. So we're definitely going to be playing this to its full potential, and then going ham on it because we want some. I have a Greninja ready, or technically a Froakie ready to go actually. One that is best buddy, weather boosted. I can actually max it out if I wanted to. So it's actually kind of helpful in that regard. Ready to go for the evolution. And lucky. Hundo. That's pretty good. It says, I see you use the Go++. I love mine so much. So helpful. Yes, Mind Slayer. The Go++ is actually a very good device that I've been using since its release. Even before then. Because I was got the Go++ anyways. So
yeah, I wish it was quieter and less bright. But overall, I do love it.
Yeah, I do love it too in that sense. So yes, that is that. Storage increase is actually happening now. You actually are able to purchase more storage for both Pokemon and for item storage, up to 500 more spaces. Chris, are you be getting this? You need the storage, right?
I bought a little bit of storage. I bought a little bit.
A lot of it. Yeah,
I bought 100, and then we did a raid hour, and like right afterwards, I had accidentally filled it up. So I was like, okay, I'll buy 100 more.
What's your storage count right now, actually? Do you know?
Yeah, I'll buy some more before Gofest, but I'm not in a hurry.
Well,
I got a bit.
Well, one of the things that we actually wanted to talk about today also is a little bit of Gofest prep. Since Gofest is actually technically already going or about to go off, we want to give a couple of players actually some tips and things that we have learned over the years when it comes down to this kind of events. Number 1, clear your freaking storage.
Fine.
Don't have 10 storage the entire time and then get shinies and you be like, what the?
Me.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but I would suggest at least if you are a casual player, have at least 500 spaces if you can.
500?
Hell yeah!
No, that's probably a good idea.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, to be told, the free-to-play player, if they haven't actually bought storage or actually getting storage from coins, which you should probably do. If you're actually going to get coins through the gym system, you should actually put it all through storage and item space. But if you can get at least 500 spaces, I think you'll be set if you're actually a more casual player. If you're a hardcore player, clear everything. But, so have zero storage. But anyways. But yeah, that's one of the things that came down to it. Another tip, Chris, do you have any tips for anybody actually participating in GoFest this year?
I would say get your Pokeballs and Great Balls and Ultra Balls ahead of time. I'd say a week out.
Mm-hmm.
and then like know what you're gonna use. Um, I mean, if you're gonna be spinning Pokestops the whole time, that will help. But you're gonna want to start with, I know this is gonna sound like a minuscule amount to a lot of people that play hard, but you're gonna want to start with 300 to 400 Pokeballs, maybe 200 Great Balls, and like 200 Ultra Balls. Um, that is a decent amount, especially if you're going to be spinning Pokestops the whole time. So get what you think you're going to use
Yeah, yeah,
and
it's
plan accordingly because it is a very loaded event.
oh yeah, you definitely want to catch as many of things as possible, and Pokemons that are could be viable or even shiny Pokemons in that regard. Just getting through it, I do have over 2,000 shinies, so I'm actually gonna have to go look through my shinies and start deleting a few things here and there. Is Gofest only in certain cities or is it everywhere? So Gofest is actually happening in 3 different times. London and Osaka, Japan are the 2 events happening this weekend in live events in the cities. Then we have Gofest in New York, which is technically the second, third Gofest of the year. And then the final one will be Gofest Global happening at the end of the month, somewhere, I think it was 26, 28, or 26, 27, 28, one of the two. 26 and the 27, actually. So those days, you are able to play anywhere and anything. And we're probably going to have one more podcast before the actual Gofest event and all that stuff. So that's just to remind everybody what's going to happen during the Global Gofest. And then I know that we'll have at least one last podcast before New York, or at least when I head to New York, and we'll see how it goes. So we're definitely going to be pack jammed this next month. So keep on listening, y'all. So yeah, that's that when it comes down to Gofest. Thank you, Young Ganta, for the subscription and farts. So. But yeah, it's one of those tips in the end of the day. Storage and Pokeballs are really the 2 main things that you really need for any Gofest event. And of course, if you are able to spend at least some money, buy the Gofest ticket. It wouldn't be a bad idea to actually get it because you get actually a expanded experience, since Global Gofest is technically free for everybody. Everybody and anybody can play it. You don't have to buy the ticket, but your experience will be greatly increased the moment you do. And then one last thing, of course, rates. Rates are going to be a big factor of the entire experience. If you also are able to spend some amount of money in rates, I would suggest it. I do believe that if you buy the Gofest ticket, they do give you some free raid passes also. But we'll have to recap that closer to the actual event. But yeah, that's Glowfest. We could have more tips, more things that we'll think about it. One thing that I have saved me probably every Gofest is my Gold Plus Plus or my Ghost Plus. You definitely want to have that hardware if you can get it. It's definitely a life-changing device for everybody, especially for before the events and during the events, if you're trying to catch as many things as possible. Just keep an eye on your storage though, because it's going to drain you pretty quickly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. We will have more tips and things to go about it. Let's quickly talk about Pokemon Sleep, Chris. I'm about to want to go to sleep too,
I do think it works pretty well with anybody that plays Pokemon. I mean, like, who doesn't sleep?
Yeah, I know, right? One of the big things then it comes down to this new game is that you are actually able to get shinies. They're rare, just like any Pokemon game. Except Pokemon Go for some reason. But yeah, it's actually pretty fun to play Pokemon Sleep. You don't have to do much in the game. Just keep feeding your Snorlax and then just catch as many Pokemon as you can, or feed them and everything. There is a free experience. So far I have not spent a dime on it, so I'm actually kind of happy about that. I have spent some of my gems just because I get a couple of things here and there, and I got a shiny too, so I was actually kind of happy about that. The Gold Plus Plus does actually help you track your sleep throughout the night. And then after that, it will just be your phone they're strapping, unless you want to really record how much you snore at night. So, but between the Gold Plus Plus and the Pokemon Sleep, the new game in the App Store and everything, really has changed how we see a lot of things. So I don't know. I'll keep grinding it until I see more and more of it.
Yeah, all I can say is if you need to look up the what every Pokemon can do. I mean, a lot of it's luck based,
Yeah.
because it is tracking how you're like how you're sleeping and everything. Um, so you do have to get lucky with the Pokemon you get, but there are certain Pokemon abilities that are deemed more useful. So just grab those. I know this isn't Pokemon Go, but just I do think it works pretty hand in hand.
True. True, 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 true. One thing to note, actually, is that they actually gave us the map for New York. So let me show you guys real quick. I know it's not the best course of action because Chris is kind of like hammering that, but you can see the entire map there and how it's going to be. It does seem smaller than you think about it, but once you get there, it's probably going to be huge. So, also, New York tickets for Saturday gameplay has been sold out. So, Chris, I'm sorry you cannot go anymore.
Oh no!
Yeah, I told you. You had to buy it before. You didn't listen to me. So, but yeah, however the case may be, that's Gofest for you. If any questions or concerns you guys actually want to talk about, just let us know. We are actually, in any social
Oh
medias
yeah,
out there. So,
yeah. Feel free to reach out. I got no problem
yeah.
messaging. I'm sure Pure does anything.
All right, quick thing. PvP, get good, get wrecked. We may have a small little section, but here we go.
Oh,
Fossil Cup and Ultra League is actually happening right now. It's actually happening until Thursday, which is actually tomorrow of the recording of this podcast. And then after that, we are moving into the Ultra League and the Little Jungle Cup. That's interesting to the beast. I'm still ace. I did go a little bit so far. I think I started at 21, but it's still good because I lost some elo in some battles. What about you, Chris?
I've been sitting at the same spot. I was gonna play the other night, but it was like 30 minutes before 12,
So you're
and
like,
I was
yeah.
like, I don't know if I want to risk it, because
Yeah.
there was a bunch of other stuff I had to do in the game.
Yeah, yeah. So open
Yeah,
gifts. Anyways,
always.
yeah, yeah. That's that. I know that at least Poliwhirl had actually, or Poliwrath has actually made some waves in the Ultra League, and even
Oh,
on the what do I call it, the Fossil Cup actually. Fossil Cup is Ultra League Edition or regular edition? It's a regular edition, so that's pretty cool. I've been running a few things here and there, but it hasn't been too bad. You do have to know how to actually handle it. But
oh,
if you get Poliwrath to literally do maybe 2 or 3 power punches, which you do actually go really fast now that you have counter, it's a monster. Like, it's a monster to anybody. So very careful out there from it.
powering it up to destruction.
Indeed. And then the final Silt Arena tournament, the Worlds, happened just recently. Not really recently, as of last weekend, actually. But with that being said, our final winner for the Silt Arena World Championships has been crowned of the 2023, and the last one we will have, W or Wage, right?
Really?
Uh,
Yeah, W, is it WD wage or
yeah,
WH?
WD Wage. So WDAGE. Sorry if I'm
Yeah,
butchering
I've
your,
seen that name.
but congratulations for cementing their legacy as the eternal ruler of the battlefield. Since this will be the last time we were able to really get any competitive of grassroots PvP. Thank you, South Arena. Thank you, the Steel Road. As far as I know, they're still somewhat open, but I believe that they're about to shut down all production from them. So it does actually is a little bit bittersweet when it comes down to it. South Arena, once again, I salute you. Thank you so much.
Dude, it's been a good time.
It's been a good time. We did mention the Worlds is happening, but I guess we can probably go over that a little bit closer to that week, since Worlds is really going to be a fantastic event for everybody going out there. I'm jealous of anybody going to Japan anyways.
Dude, Japan is definitely a place I think a lot of people want to visit.
Yeah, especially for the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. When it comes to Pokemon, yeah.
Oof. Yeah. It's amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else to cover, Chris?
Nothing I can think of that we didn't already cover. Yeah, it's been a great week though.
Yeah. Time to take a little bit of a breaker before we go a little bit ham next few weekends.
Yeah, all I can say is I'm glad there's nothing going on the days I'm working. That is the only good thing I can say.
Yeah. At least the weekend will at least have a little bit of a glimmering gardens event and all that. So
that's true. Yeah, I get a little bit of break time. You're right.
Yeah, that works. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, everybody, to the podcast. Yeah, we are live here on twitch.com/Purified Podcast. I'm sorry, Pure Lighter Go, or Pure Lighter. Is it Pure Lighter? Yeah, Pure Lighter. I don't even know my own handle. Guys, just check us out at if you want to go to twitch.tv/Pure Lighter. That is the handle that we're doing the podcast. It's something, right? Yeah. Don't forget that we are also on podcast services fees. If you can listen us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, many of those places. If you can leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. We are also part of social media, Twitter, or I guess we call it X now. I don't know if I should probably say that, but in any case. At Purified Podcast for anything podcast related or Pokemon Go news, Pure Lighter Go or Pokemon Trigger Please, which is PKMN Trigger Please with a Z at the end. You can join also, email us anything that you want to tell us, and we'll feature it in the podcast, purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. We greatly appreciate if you actually send us an email. Join our Discord. Discord is free. We don't talk much there, but we are still there. So if you guys want to talk to us directly, we'll be there to talk to you guys regardless. And don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. Chris, I think I talked too much already. How about you take us away for the night?
All right. We have had a fantastic week, as we've already said. I hope you guys are looking forward to next week, getting ready for Pokemon Gofest. I know it seems like they're turning up a fire, honestly.
Oh, God.
On a stove.
And that's the thing. We're going to go up with all these events, and we're just gonna crash down after the month ends or something,
After GoFest, we're just gonna be lying in the street with all the shinies.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. But yeah, get out there, get ready for Pokemon GoFest. Be ready for more than you think you're gonna need. Is definitely a good word of advice. And get some friends together, get out there and play together. It's more fun when you got, somebody else to play with. And we'll catch you guys next week, where hopefully we got even more news for you. And we can share our fun times with you. Peace out, guys.
Keep purifying them, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thank you.